Welcome back everyone to episode 16 of Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. Yep, writing on the wall, all that. Terrible little siege of Cangxi did not go very well at all. I saw it. I haven't seen the comments from the last video quite yet, but I'm not surprised if they're, so there might be some criticism. I think that it's fair to be critical of that push. I don't know if that was how that combat would go 99% of the time, or if it was just a bit unlucky. I really don't know. It is an armored car in a city, fighting at 50% effectiveness, but still, even 50% effectiveness is still, 650 chance to kill infantry. So we see the urban, suburban 50%, but that still puts this at 650. It's the same as their attack on the defense, or their combat strength on the defense. And they do fight with the normal hit points. I don't think the hit points is 50%, but I don't know. So whatever the case is, it didn't work out extremely well. Anyway, I'm going to move this, strategically deploy this blank division this way. What I'm actually thinking is we're going to want this purple group to be the one who pins this group in the south, eventually at least. So I want them to actually have the capability to do exactly that. To that point, I might even give them another infantry. The problem we're going to face is with this group, they're not going to be connected. The south is actually too far away. There's two ways I could deal with that. I could build a road like this and put them here. We basically need to get them out of the mountains, and so I'll probably just keep doing what I think I'm going to do, which is build a road here, and then here, and then here. And then either the road will connect along these two cities exactly, which of course makes the most amount of sense from I don't know, in a lot of ways. But I might even just connect it back here. If I drop the units real fast, we can see that there's already this road, and that would mean it'll take less time for it to connect just because I won't have to wait for Yutuan to fall. I'm pretty sure that just based on our positioning, the Cangxi is going to fall next turn. We'll see if that ends up happening or not, but I have my suspicions. Okay, so what else? I think that's it for this turn. As far as political points goes, I think I'm going to do is upgrade this raw, and I think what I'm going to end up spending my next political point barrage, well, you'll see why I said that anyway, is I think I'm going to go with heavy artillery. There's a couple reasons why, because actually this unit, which we can move to Okayama without any problems, they have a lot of rail capacity continuously left over. Right now they're just forwarding the artillery and the tanks. They don't have to forward the dive bombers. Those will be essentially forwarded themselves. They'll just fly forward. Now that reminds me that I do want to get a group. I'll probably leave the dive bombers without a tow model, until we get enough that I actually have 5. I actually want 5 in a group. And then I'll let the HQ, keep them in supply. But for now, I'll probably put 2 dive bombers in this group, because 1, 2, 3, 4. I think their range is 5, so it's good that we can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're already ineffective from Sendai. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless they move right here. So we'll probably put them in Yonping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not going to be useful for the taking of Yutuan, which is unfortunate, but they can be nasty little, annoying little buggers up in the north for now. Okay, so eventually, we'll just basically have them under the second army. Now, I think, did I already build a new tank? I don't think I built a new tank group. And I think the new tank group is going to go with the first army again. One, we are starting to lose some, by the way, 8, 9, okay, so let's move 20 more this way. 125, 120, that's good. We are starting to lessen the number of staff we need. We can see we're at 125% with 178, which actually means that we have more units under second army than we do under first at this point. So that's probably because the troops in the front over here are not going to be able to be reinforced, but we'll also get one last tank group over here. And I want the tanks to go into the second army or first army anyway, because most of my tanks are there already, so it makes sense to keep them in reserve here. Notice that this disband unit is actually too far away from the first headquarters anyway. It won't get reinforcements, it won't disband, so we'll just leave it at 100%. It might actually be able to be replenished anyway, because we have plenty of armored cars in the first army, so maybe I don't have to be so, jump to conclusions, so volatile about disbanding. Okay, I see I don't have a drink. Well, this is a horrible thing. Okay, next turn. There's nothing else I wanted to do in the north. I don't think so. Okay, so they're pushing. They moved forward, actually. Moved forward here. And this is where I want the full blitzkrieg to be happening. So what we're going to do is be very aggressive in the south. Like, we've saved up our forces. We basically have been making the AI attack. I mean, I have been attacking the AI. The AI has not attacked me for many turns. And you can think of that in a couple of different ways. First of all, you can think of it that we've done such a good job eliminating their ability to attack, maybe by holding strong defensive positions. So we can view it in this good lens. But I'd also even like to view it from like a negative lens, that we haven't extended ourselves enough to force them to attack us. And we should always be better on the defensive than on the offensive. So I want to really stretch myself in the south. First and foremost though, before anything else, of course, we want to take Cangxi. Now, I can get here at a cost of 65 or 75, so you can actually contribute slightly. You guys can both contribute to the bombardment, which we'll do in full. So these guys didn't do very much. Took the location down to 1500, lowered their readiness down to 41, only killed 3 units, but frankly, the reduction of entrenchment down to 62 is pretty good. So they are going to have a combat bonus, which is not going to be fantastic. Basically, it's going to nullify some of their readiness penalty. I suspect that we can also get a surround on Cangxi. So I talked about moving forward aggressively, but obviously priority number 1 is taking the city. We can also do bombardment here. Depending on how well this goes, and it looks like it's going pretty well. Yeah, that went really well. I was going to save the second artillery bombardment for this unit. Because this is going to eliminate a lot of guys, a lot of units that we wouldn't have range to attack. Actually, technically we could attack, we might even do that. They're at such low readiness. Let's see how this attack goes. It's into a marsh, but it's over a stream, so we fight with a small penalty. Let's see how it goes anyway. Okay, good. It was very effective. It's one less unit that we're going to be able to attack with for this one, but I think we're okay. Actually, what I'm realizing a lot is, okay, so we won't attack with the 60 because he's still recovering readiness. They're still recovering readiness. So we're only going to attack with these 3 units, I think. You're recovering, so you, You. And I don't think I want to attack with any of the other ones. We'll just attack with infantry and 2 armored cars. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to attack with the 8th as well. Wow. That was brutally efficient. Not a single unit lost. And we inflicted really heavy casualties. 23 riflemen, 3 trucks, 7 militia. Now these units here, I'm going to start walking them forward. I also want to walk you guys forward. Now at 100%. So you get these guys as far forward as possible because we're going to want them to start holding the lines in the south. Okay, so the engineer here, this is I've like debated about this a lot. We can move, I think, so what we can do is move here, then build a road here, and unfortunately, fortunately we can actually build another road there. So this means this artillery can move up, and we have 2 artillery which can actually bombard Yutuan. The difference between building that road and not is 1 extra round of bombardment, because we can see that these are at 80 and they would have been at 75. So let's do all. We'll attack with both this artillery. Let's see how this goes. That was very good. So we knocked the location down almost by half. Holy cow. The readiness and entrenchment of the city was not as impacted. I'm actually okay with that though, because we're not planning to take it this turn. We're just essentially weakening the units inside. There's even an argument to be made that I should have used the artillery on these guys in the open field, because I actually can attack them. Okay, let's do it. The main event, essentially. Let's get to the main event. What do we want to do here? This is a really weak unit with 14 total riflemen. I think what I want to do is pull one of my armored car groups from the back, probably this one, and get him to attack in. Yeah, this should still win very quickly. Yes. So we took a casualty, but... And actually, can we pursue that even further? No. So I'm going to leave this unit. I don't know where I'm going to want people. We probably will cut this off again. Wait, did we start this turn with this? I think so, but I can't remember. Let's find out. Yeah, we did. Okay, wait. Yeah, we started with it. Okay. And no battles, right? Yeah. Yeah, they haven't attacked us for a while, so let's try to encourage them to do so. Now let's see what's left in here. Okay, first of all, we can get the dive bombers into action as well. I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff we can do this turn. First of all, we have 2 artillery, 3 artillery. Yeah, I think what I'll do is bombard with this, this, and this. I'll save these guys to bombard the ones in the back. So we'll attack this. This should do a lot of damage, I suspect. Okay, let the readiness down to 18. The trucks, the armored cars look like they're in pretty good shape. However, what's here? Any armored cars? No. Wait. Still no. And I think I'll bombard this group before I move in the other group, before they retreat back. That was just so effective. Took the readiness down to 25%, the entrenchment down to 7. And yeah, let's call in the dive bombers now. This is going to be part of 2nd Army. The good news is dive bombers don't suffer any change of headquarters penalty. So let's move them to Yonping. And they're at 100% readiness. They're going to get 6 rounds of attack in on whatever they want to do. So we can either use them as a recon group, which I don't really feel like is the best use for them. Now mind you, we've been kind of saving up a little bit of oil. These guys are very expensive in terms of oil. That's not too bad actually. And I think what I want to do is use them on the armored cars first. Yeah, I think we're going to have them attack this group. Go to work. There it is. Okay, so that wasn't amazingly effective. They did like one little bit of damage to an armored car. Let's look at the details. I might actually want to see what was going on here. Did attack an armored car. 450 versus defense 1600. Attack score after modifications 495 versus something. Result of a miss. Okay, so there's the internals. Do they have... They can't actually do anything, right? I don't think that they can actually do anything but defend. Sit there and take it. Oh, okay, so this resulted in a kill on a rifleman. You can see that most of the time that they're preferring the armored cars, they're just missing a lot. And actually one of those did anti-structural damage. Let's see, any armored cars getting a hit? Ah, this one caused a retreat. Result of the attack was a retreat. Okay, cool, very good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and hit back. You can see the experience adds to your attack value, so it's pretty important to have experience. So it didn't do as much as I like, but hey, it's better than nothing. And these guys, by the way, I would be like shaking them in my boots. We've just been bombarded. You can see the readiness went from 100 down to 75. Yeah, that's not much, but essentially one of the armored cars went from 100 down to 50. And then you average it and whatever. But I still think it's going to be good for us. We're going to attack with a lot of armored cars ourselves. Okay, let's use the best in the attack. I might not even do a follow-up attack. And I can put one infantry in. 94... Let's pick the 92. Yeah, okay. Let's do these guys. Okay, very effective. Did not kill the armored cars. In fact, one of them seems like to have retreated with pretty high readiness still. Only lost 4 units. Killed over 30. So this is, I would say, a very acceptable result. Now, is it worth it to try to go in here, especially when they have their bonus? You can see the armored cars are from 75 down to 56. They're very hard to defeat. I could go in with like just an armored car only type assault. I mean, these units are at such low readiness except for that one armored car. And this infantry gun, which can do some damage to my armored cars. I think it's worth it just to let them sit there. Yeah, because we have the advantage of air, we have the advantage of artillery, so there's no reason we need to really push in. The artillery we have sitting around as well, it's going to get better next turn. It was at lower readiness when we attacked this turn. So, yeah, we'll sit in the north. We're done there. We have our first dive bomber in action now too. Okay. So these units, actually, it doesn't help us to move forward. Technically, it doesn't hurt us to move forward. We'll just move forward in preparation. Like this unit, let's say, well, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also for 5. So either way from this hex, and you can think of it this way, like if from this unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, or 3, 4. So we can easily just move north, the way hexes work. I don't think we need to be any closer than this, but what I want to do is be in position to move here, or here, somewhere down here, when we finally make the roads connect. This is as far as we've gone on the road. So you know what, maybe I will push one more forward. By the way, I don't know if I showed, artillery. We're going to be dealing with our production of artillery and a tank. So they have tank factory, now they have a gun factory as well. Still have those 2 aircraft factories, which, have not been, I would say, very useful for them. They've been, in fact, completely useless. Alright, let's look at how to actually do the attack of Cangxi. Obviously, it's a huge priority for us to take this turn. Like, what do they have? Mostly infantry. Which means that despite the fact that we're fighting in the city, we probably will want to use some kind of armor. I would say not the tanks, though. Let's let the tanks move forward on their own. Yeah, they're kind of a waste, I would say. Let's be aggressive with the tanks. Why not? Well, I'm going to leave him here for now. I don't know whether he'll move north or south or what. I don't think he could have attacked that unit. Otherwise, that would have been a decent option. So we'll use armored cars in the city. They'll die faster, but they're also just like stack points more efficient against infantry. And we're definitely going to run into stack point issues here. Okay, I also want to consider the fact that we want to eliminate these guys. So how do I want to do this? We're very armor car heavy with these groups, which is actually good. So probably we move this unit here, this unit here. Can you, 77. If we want, we can actually surround them. Look at that, the readiness, because the readiness is not perfectly at 100, we can't get 2 hexes, which I really would have wanted to do. This one can go 2 hexes. This one can attack from the north, so we can move this one here to attack. This one can attack from here. This one can attack from here. Or this one actually, so this one can move... Probably can move somewhere down here instead. Actually, I'd prefer this one to attack and this one to move because infantry will be better on the defensive. We'll leave him for now. So far we're going to do this. No, it has to be this one, unfortunately. Which means he's only going to get 5 rounds, but yeah, this is how it has to be this way. So that, and one of these 2 has to be sacrificed. Obviously it'll be the 77 who's sacrificed. To move here. To cut them off so they don't retreat. This one moves here to attack. Now the 51 moves here to attack. Okay, I'm just hoping that this is going to be effective just because of the attack on all sides. Almost all sides. So 174, we actually have room for more people to enter. Oh, we could use that armor, but I'd rather use them in the north. You know who would very easily fit into this is this armored car right here. Do we need them? Well, there's no such thing as too much overkill. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, then I didn't need to move this 5th army in, so that's just an oversight. But that's okay. We did take some losses. It may have been a good thing that in the end we didn't. Yeah, that we didn't. That we did move in the extra attackers. Sorry, 6 dead, only 6 riflemen. They lost 30 riflemen, 3 SMGs, 3 staff, the infantry gun, 9 militia, and 3 trains. And don't discount the value of those 3 trains. First of all, I mean, that's more importantly, don't discount the value that we now have Cangxi. Great. Well, that was a fierce fight. We lost a lot of units to take it last turn, but this turn it was pretty straightforward. We didn't really have to worry too much about it. So probably a lot of these units in the north are going to sit there. A unit like this. We can move here for free, but we'll have to consider what we actually want to do. We'll probably end up moving south with that unit, which means, yes, we'll go through Cangxi, but... Okay. Yeah, so the south is looking good. Now let's just do the final finishing touches. Yeah. Move here. I think we'll move here. Actually, let's move here. Let's be very aggressive. And that is very aggressive, I think. But these units are not, I'm guessing these units are not going to be in position to, oh good, we can actually move someone here. It's perfect. Oh, great. So that's only an HQ. Oh, they actually have standard light tanks now. Okay, well that's problematic. I mean, perfect for the cows. I'm glad that we have some tanks here to deal with that. We'll probably use some armored cars as well. In fact, we have this tank right here, which what we want to do is attack here, and then move them further south. If we move here and attack there, is it the same as just moving there and attacking north? Possibly they can run out of movement points, I believe, if the attack goes on too long. Okay, so let's move this unit forward as soon as we move this one forward. As soon as we move, that one cannot move forward. Okay, so we can just hold north or south. I think south, so we'll hold there. Get this one to hold there. And those guys are fine. Okay, so there's our new line in the south. This was Blitzkrieg. I really like it. We took Cangxi and we didn't just stop. In fact, we're not even going to remain occupying Cangxi. We immediately moved back out. We're just pushing forward, and there's a lot of open space to do so, so why not, right? Strategically move this thing forward. Yeah, build a road here next turn. Probably we're going to end up just building the road down here like that. It's going to be ugly as sin. If I remove the units, it makes obviously the most sense to have two additional road tiles here, which is going to cost 1, 2, 3 extra road builds. That makes the most sense, but we might end up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, just an extra hex. Because I don't know when Yutuan is going to fall. And who knows? We're not going to be able to build this road until next turn anyway, and maybe by next turn we are starting to do enough damage that this thing does fall. It's actually nice that we brought our headquarters forward because, oh wow, we have a lot of machine guns and not a lot of riflemen, so this is a good time for us to switch, yet again, the model. We're finally going to go to the end. The end numbers, which will remain until the end of the game now, is 40 and 10. So that'll be the infantry until, from henceforth. 40 and 10. Because we're actually down on riflemen. We have a lot of machine guns built up, though. My goodness, 73. And it makes sense too because we have rifleman losses all over the place, and we could even do something really cheeky if we wanted, like have our light armor have like 8 riflemen and 2 machine guns. I don't think we need to do that. I mean, it would be okay. First of all, it doesn't make sense to me to have machine guns riding on the back of tanks, but. Alright, how do we want to do this? I think we just march right in here and do an attack from 2 hexes. So one of the 2 attackers has to be from the north. Let's attack with the... Oh, wow. Yeah, this is right. We have a lot of infantry here. I intentionally overloaded just to support. So the 6th, the lucky 6 is going to help with the 2nd. Actually... we have 1 armor. That's it. Just 1 armor in the south. Plenty of armored cars, though. I'm trying to figure out whether or not the 2nd light armor should go north or south here. Should it continue to support this? We see light tanks down there, but yet we also have armored cars and a group, like a light armor division itself. Crazy that we're finding light tanks though. That's scary stuff. But we really have pushed them back to the limit here. And you know what? Speaking of limits, what's our supply limit? Okay. Now these guys are, I don't know where their headquarters is, but how, oh wow, they can actually get supplies still. Well, we'll just keep pushing until we cut them off. Yeah, this is pretty good. I don't think this unit will attack. It's mostly infantry. That attacking a tank. Actually, it's probably the best thing to do, rather than let the tank attack you. Okay, so let's attack this thing from 3 sides then. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, 140. Oh. Yeah, so you're the one that's... You're the low one. But that's okay. Kill. Wait. I thought there were armored cars in that. Whoops, that was a mistake. Didn't really need to do that then. That's okay though. So move forward, and the 6 should also move forward. They already invested the points to do so. In fact, we're gonna just go for broke. Ah. So we won, but we weren't able to actually eliminate the... wrong hex. We weren't able to eliminate them entirely. Now we have to be a little more careful. We don't want to spread ourselves too thin. Obviously, if I move anybody forward, which would be these guys, I have to have a justification for doing that, because what I think I'll do is move one of these guys. The first is going to move here, which leaves us a little weak here, but I can just shore that up. We have plenty of units to shore that up. So what I'll do is I'll move one. The third will move south. Yeah, maybe we will use this armor in this area. We can try to punch through in the back, maybe? I don't know. This is tough. To be honest, this is actually kind of a tough call. We know we're going to get more dive bombers next turn. Is there any way those can be effective? Well, unfortunately, the structural that your city is at is equal to the readiness. Your dive bombers take the same readiness as the structural of the town that they land in. So unless we build an air base separately, we don't want to do that. It's kind of interesting. We have this unit which has 60 engineering points. The only thing they can really do with that is build either a bridge here or run back and upgrade one of these oils. Oil's not a huge problem right now. I mean, because think about it. In this turn already, we've moved a lot of armor, done a lot of attacks. In fact, we already attacked these 2 places too, so we're pretty much done with all the attacks we're going to be doing. And we're still at 7,000 oil. So hey, the oil problem is temporarily not a problem. I want to get up here and upgrade this raw because we're barely getting even on the raws, and actually we're negative because every time we build anything, so this bridge, it says right here, is going to cost 60 raws to build. Now it's normally just 20 per road, but we're going to build a lot of roads. So if you add like minus 40 to this, because an extra 2 roads per turn, which might be even more than that, we definitely need the upgrade in raw here. So what I want to do is probably build this road and then move, probably strategically redeploy up to here. If I do that, it's going to take 3 turns, unfortunately. Let's see, would it take more turns or less turns to do it this way? So if I build a road here, I can probably move 1, 2, and then I'm done. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, whatever. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, so when I get here, I'll be, I could build the raw, I could upgrade the raw 1 turn faster if I strategically deploy. However, if I do that, I won't have any engineering points left. And in the meantime, while I'm moving up here, I will actually be acquiring or accruing engineering points. Which, yeah, I like that better. So let's build the road here and then just start moving as far as we can. We can't build any more roads, so he's just going to go on foot. 4. So we get here next turn, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next turn, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next turn. It doesn't matter. It's going to take him 4 turns no matter what, even if we are inefficient about things. In fact, we probably could have built another road. No, that would have slowed us down too much probably, but because we would have had to wait 1 more turn, which would have put us back 2 hexes. Anyway, I'm not going to min-max too much about it. We'll just do what I said and be done with it. So the question is, should we start doing any probing attacks? I'm going to say no. Let's just really siege down Yutuan. Unless we get really lucky next turn. The main thing is we don't have any dive bombers in position, so until we can have that. Yeah, we'll probably just build the road behind it. Or even building the road, even connecting the headquarters. It's weird and dangerous and horrible in a lot of ways to put my headquarters on the front lines. But that 1 hex will actually move us closer down here. So I might even do that next turn, depending on how successful our artillery bombardments are. And also we'll have to see what the enemy troop frontage looks like. Yeah, they're definitely putting some light tanks in here. Okay, so I think this is a good place to call this episode to a close. Oh, well, no, it's not, because we have, wait, we already bombarded. We can actually bombard the swamp. This is awesome. This swamp is just sitting here with a lot of units that we can just bombard for free, because we have an extra artillery. So let's do it. Good. Yeah, killed 10 units. It's pretty good. Lowered the readiness. Just basically getting free kills. Doing whatever. Just getting free kills, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't need to move that headquarters forward. I don't think we'll be playing charge. If we get bombarded, we'll probably use that. That's nice to use, especially if we can use it on Yutuan. And you know, there's one thing to be said about combining to have big attack stacks. Like if we made this artillery actually a 10, this division, actually 10 full artillery by itself, which is kind of what we want to do. Most of the time I just bombard with 2 artilleries on the same hex. You can see that's mostly what I'm doing up here. Having the discrete individual units to move around, that's helpful. But if we get only 1 bonus with this bombard, it'd be better if it was applied to 10 rather than 5. So, I don't know. I feel pretty good about this. We've taken Cangxi. This is certainly the wheels are coming off for the enemy. As soon as we close this pocket and then we're pushing forward, we'll probably call this to a close after I'm able to cross the stream. That's truly the beginning of the end, or maybe not even the beginning of the end at that point, but somewhere in the middle of the end. So, okay. So I don't know what else to do with these units. I could attack forward, but I think I'm going to decide not to. With that said, I guess I'll wrap this episode up. Another 40-minute. But we're getting close to the end. There's a lot of interesting decisions. One of the ones that I want to talk about is actually what to do with these political points. As I mentioned, I'm really leaning towards getting heavy artillery because I have the extra train capacity. Considering one of these trains provides 2,000 rail capacity, and we can see that I have over 20,000 rail capacity left over. What I want to do is actually use the heavy artillery. I have essentially 10 free trains, so I can get 10 heavy artillery groups, which 2 groups of 5. Now heavy artillery is twice as expensive, so I can only build 2 a turn. It's going to take 5 turns to build up that many heavy artillery with just 1 factory. Maybe I'll even invest in another factory, who knows. As far as the amount of raws per factory, tanks cost 20 each, so 20 times 4 is 80. This is currently at 40, but heavy artillery costs 30 each, so it would be 2 times 30, which is 60. And our airplanes are 15 each, so 15 times 4 is 60. So that means that artillery is the cheapest in terms of production per raw. And the next is dive bombers, or the aircraft factory, which is actually equivalent to artillery when you start doing heavy artillery as well. So further food for thought. And with that, now we have crossed the 40-minute mark, so I'll call this episode to a close here. Yeah, we'll deal with any little knickknacks. Did I miss any artillery along the front, or any obvious moves? Maybe there are some that I'm missing. I don't think that is a good move, because then we're going to be attacked on 3 sides. Although if they do attack, they lose their entrenchment, so we could probably bait that out. I don't know. That doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. I can move this guy south and move this guy here. So I'll do that or not next turn. Until then, thanks for watching and take care.